Today we're going to show you how to change the timer on your washer, and it's a really easy job. All we're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver, a 1/4-inch nut driver, and a small flat blade screwdriver. Let me show you how we do it. Now before we begin this repair, since we will be working near some electrical circuits, the first thing we'll need to do is to disconnect the power. So simply pull the cord from the receptacle. Now on most models we simply need to remove 3 Phillips screws across the top of the console. And then we can tilt that console forward. And it engages on the bottom with 3 little tabs, so we can lift those out of the slots and then tilt it forward, lay it on its face. Now next we'll disconnect the wire harness connector to the timer. So just release this locking tab on the wire harness and then pull the harness off of the timer, and it's bound to be snug. Remove the single 1/4-inch hex head screw. And then locate the inner shaft on that timer. And there's a little D-shaped shaft, and with your flat blade, go in on the flat side of that shaft, and there'll be a little notch there, and just pry up on that, and it will pull right out. You can then turn it over and remove the knob and the knob skirt. Now we can lift up on this little locking tab at the front of the timer and then push the timer towards that, and that will disengage it from the 3 slots on the back of the console. That these 2 tabs at the rear of the timer and the 1 hook at the front engage. Before we install the new timer, just make sure we push back that center shaft, drop it into the opening, and engage the 2 rear hooks. Slide it forward, make sure it's pressed down firmly, and engages that front hook, and that the locking tab snaps into place. You can then reinstall that retaining screw. And the wire harness connector, and make sure that you push it on firmly so that the locking tab on the side engages. And then just rotate that console into an upright position. We'll take our knob skirt and line it up, and there is a groove on the inside of that skirt that will line up with a notch on the timer shaft. So rotate it until it slides into position, press it firmly on. And then if you look at the inside of the timer knob, you'll see 2 flat sides that will line up with that shaft. Press it firmly onto the shaft, and while holding it in position, you go from behind and push that inner pin until it locks it on. Next, line up those 3 tabs on the bottom of the control panel, the rectangular openings in the main top. Tilt the console back into position, make sure it engages on the edges where the end caps are. Until it lays flush, and then replace the screws across the top. We're now ready to reconnect the power, and our repair is complete.